Hello and welcome back to the T's and C's of Life podcast with Tanya and Claire.
Hello.
Just all of a sudden put a smile on my face. My face has been tripping me for the last hour.
See? It is. It is the joy of the podcast. It brings joy to even the most tired souls.
I know, I'm in a proper funk at the moment. Like, everything's just pissing me off.
It's because you haven't seen me. I truly
Probably.
think it is because I feel like I haven't seen you in ages.
No, I know, I haven't seen you in
properly.
ages.
And I think that I bring joy to your life.
You're put a lot of importance on your place in my life.
Oh, I think it's fair. It's a fair statement to make.
Oh dear.
Well.
We apologise in advance because we may slightly rush this episode a tiny bit, only because there's a promise of a little snifter of Prosecco tonight.
Yes.
We're going to our friend's new house. Well, it's not new for her. She's been there for like 6 months.
She's been there for ages, hasn't she?
But we haven't seen it yet. So, Rachel, we are very excited to...
yes, we're going to go and sit in our garden in the cold.
I'm wearing my pyjamas. I'm not even getting dressed.
No, well, I've got redressed about half an hour ago because I had on my exercise gear because I have been walking around today.
Just walking.
And then, just walking.
In your active gear.
I wasn't running, but I was going to run and then I couldn't be asked. But then I realised as I got back from my walking around that I had my tracksuit bottoms inside out.
Oh, nice.
So
I love that.
for God's sake. Then, you know, when you sit down and you're like, why is that stitching out? Yeah, that's the kind of day it has been for me today.
Oh, dear.
So I am now redressed, but I am going to put tracksuit bottoms on really quickly, again, the right way round, before we go to Rachel's.
Yeah, nice and comfy.
Yeah, and it's cold.
Bought my hot tub arrived today.
Yay!
Although I knew it was coming today by UPS and I was thinking it's not going to come in the morning because I worked last night, 12-hour shift.
Yeah.
I need my sleep. Come home, bed by 7:30, get up at 12. All happy days. Bang, 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 bang. Like there's a fucking fire in the street. And I'm like, 11:05. I don't even think I put my hands down to eject myself out the bed. I was just like, whoa, on my feet, dressing going on, tits hanging over my shoulders and everything. I was like, down the stairs.
Oh, God.
And the guy's away down. He hadn't even asked for a signature, like waited for us to answer the door. I was like, that is a really valuable, highly anticipated item that's sitting on my doorstep. Imagine someone had stolen. Well, he was there. I don't know whether he'd come back if we didn't answer the door, but...
No, but he was going.
I know, he was leaving. He had his back to the house.
If he had gone and our hot tub, I say our, hot tub had gone missing.
Where's the money?
I'm bringing the joy, remember? That's what I bring, the joy to the hot tub. Although I am slightly scared of the hot tub. I was talking to a friend the other day and I'm going to mention no names. I'll tell you later. Who has sex in lots of hot tubs in different places. And what freaked me out was then, what if you and Trev have sex in the hot tub?
Yeah.
So I have to go in it before you and Trev have had sex in the hot tub. Because then...
Do you know what? I was thinking about that today when I was filling it up. I was thinking, I know Trev's going to want to have sex in the hot tub. And I know Tanya's going to ask me if we've had sex in the hot tub before she sits in it. So I need to practice my lying face.
Oh, I've got to just get it out of my brain.
I have dosed it. I have. And I've got a chemical kit, so I'll make sure the pH is just right.
Ew. No, it's a scary
But
thought.
you know what? That conversation's actually a really nice intro into the conversation we're going to have tonight.
Yeah.
It's not about sex or luxury time.
Yeah.
We have been asked by one of our listeners to talk about cervical smears. When was the last time you had your smear?
Well, I have literally had my letter yesterday to say that I've got to ring the GPs to get my next smear. So I have no idea. How long's that? 5, 10 years? 5, because I had the last one here. I've had it since I've been here. So it must be 5 years since I had my last one. So I will book it. And for me, it is what it is, that it needs to be done. So you get it done. It's uncomfortable for a bit. I think the last one, the woman talked so much to me, and that always freaks me out a little bit because you're in my nun.
Yeah.
Like, really in my nun. Like, I don't care what the weather's like or if I'm going on holiday. My nun does not want to go on holiday. It's just, no. But I suppose if it was silent, would that be more awkward?
Yeah, definitely. I've got a friend who's a nurse and she does smears as part of her day-to-day and she says she doesn't even think about it. She doesn't look at the hair. She doesn't look at the smell. She doesn't look at your knickers. She doesn't look at your anatomy. She's just trying to get that shoehorn up your vag and then stick a swab in and get as high up in your cervix. That's all she's bothered about. She says, I couldn't give a shit about any of the other things that everybody else gets their knickers in a twist about.
Really?
Yeah.
I suppose it becomes so clinical to them, but it's still... You must notice, like, I am not as tidy down there at the moment as I would normally be, because I can't be arsed, frankly. And at some point, I've got to a point now I'm just going to wax my whole body, because I am like a gorilla. It's ridiculous. But if I was going for a smear tomorrow, that would be neat.
Really?
But, yeah.
Why?
Because I'm getting my vag out.
So?
I can't know.
It's the worst thing you can do is apologise for the state of it. Oh, I'm sorry I haven't waxed, or oh, sorry I haven't shaved this morning. It's a bit stubborn. You're drawing attention to it. Like whenever somebody walks in your house, like, oh, I'm sorry I didn't tidy up, and you're like, you fucking did. I can see the Hoover. I heard the Hoover just as I knocked on the door. Don't lie. Like, just don't draw attention to it. Just it is what it is. But look, in all honesty, I've only had one smear in my life. And that's shocking.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm 36.
How old are you? Like 47?
Fuck off! And the reason I've only had one smear is because when I got my very first letter for a smear, it was like a week before I went off to New Zealand.
Okay.
It's because in Scotland, back then, I think you only got offered them when you were 20?
Yeah. No, it would have all been older, because that was the old... Jade Goody stuff, wasn't it?
No, but Scotland was different.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I'm sure it was. And we got offered them. I'm sure I'd have to look and see if that was right, but I'm 99% certain that the reason I didn't have my first one was because I was going abroad, and then when I came back, of course, it's not the first thing you think about. Ooh, let's go and get a smear.
Ooh.
So the first and only smear I've ever had was, I think it was just after I had Aiden, because I had Aiden. In fact, he was a toddler when I was in the room, because I was like, oh, do I need to get him to go somewhere else when you're doing it? She says he's not even going to notice. I'll just pull the curtain over. He'll be absolutely fine.
Okay.
So I didn't have any sort of discomfort, fear or worry or anything about. I never had any... my experience of things like that, like health related issues, have always been quite normal. So I haven't had these kind of build-ups of anxiety as a result of having some possibly cancerous cells, or having to having some treatment, or having an abnormality of some description. But I've had reminders. I had a reminder after I had Freya, and I can't remember the reason. No, it wouldn't have been Freya, because that is it every 5 years?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So I have had a couple of reminders, and I've had easily 5 bookings for smears in the last 2...
Every 3 years?
Every 3
25
years?
to 49.
Jesus Christ, this is shocking.
Oh, wow. So that was only 3 years ago that I had one.
Okay, right. Can I ask somebody who's listening to the podcast, text me, message me, ask me, remind me to get my smear. I'm going to book it tomorrow.
Book it tomorrow. I'll book mine.
Because I've just had my period, so now's the perfect time to have... Because it's going to be mid-cycle, doesn't it? But the reason... Yeah, so
I don't know
my last 5 appointments have been cancelled for... I think majority of them may have been period. One of them was because... I actually cancelled one of them. Well, I just assumed it was cancelled because it was just at the beginning of lockdown and I didn't think the doctor's surgery was open. Fucking stupid.
Well,
stupid. Or at least for smear tests anyway. And there was one time I had gone up, she'd booked the appointment for 20 to 3, right? And I had to pick up Connor from preschool at 3 o'clock. And I knew that our local surgery in Staplehurst, like, I love the fact that we have one. I'm very grateful for the fact it's there. But they are fucking awful. Yeah, they're appalling. Their service is atrocious. And I don't know how they're still there. Honestly, how somebody's not taken over and done something about it.
It is really bad. That trying to get an appointment for anything, trying to get through, it is quite... I'm very glad that I had not my kids and things before I moved to the village,
Yeah.
because you have so many appointments then.
Yeah.
That it just would have been a faff. That
And they're never good with their timekeeping. Even if you do get to have an appointment, I knew that this 20 to 3, I manifested it, didn't I? I was sitting there thinking, well, it's not going to fucking happen, isn't it? I'm sat here,
No,
20
it
to
wasn't.
3, and it never happened. And I got myself so hit up about it because I was really bothered by the fact that I haven't had my smear. And this was one that I'd actually turned up for, and that it was the perfect time in my cycle for, and that they weren't going to fulfill my appointment.
Yeah.
And because when I made the appointment, the woman, I said to her, like, are you sure? Because I have to collect my son at 3 o'clock. No, it's fine. It's just with the nurse. It won't be a problem. So at 10 to 3, I was in tears when I was up at the desk. I was like, why? How can you do this to people? Yeah. It's not fair. Like, people are busy. They haven't just got all day to sit about waiting at the fucking doctor's surgery.
I think that is the thing, is that people I am known for being late.
Yeah.
It is what I do, and I do get that. But when it's something majorly important, except my wedding day, that doesn't count, that I try to be on time, because people do have lives and have got to do other stuff, and it winds me. I don't like waiting for people, which is why I'm probably late, so that people wait for me.
That's rude.
I am rude, but I'm also worth the wait. So
You are very assured of yourself, aren't you?
I am today, but I'm tired, so the cockiness comes out more, I think, when I'm tired.
And I'm tired, and I'm not taking it. I'm not settling for it.
Batting it back. I am amazing. But yeah, it does. It's timekeeping. It's something that I'm working on. I'm not at all. That was an absolute lie. I'm not working on it at all. It's in the back of my mind, and it goes. But I do get very, very pissed off if I'm kept waiting.
Yeah.
Very pissed off. I'm not good at it. I'm not good at waiting. I get bored. I get angry. I've got things to do. Fuck off. But equally, I'm shit.
Yeah.
So.
Well, after I cried at the desk in the surgery. Oh no, I didn't cry at the desk. I stormed out. I was like, I'm not waiting any longer. I stormed out. And then I phoned them and cried down the phone to them.
God.
I shouted. I shouldn't have shouted, but I was very emotionally charged.
Yes. But it should.
And then I started crying at the end of it as well. I was like, I'm so sorry for shouting down the phone. All I just want to do is pick my smear.
You were mid-cycle. There's probably hormones raging there, to be fair. That should be... I should expect
awful.
that.
Well, I've left it so long now that hopefully the woman that was working on the desk will never remember my Scottish accent.
I'll book it for you.
I'll use that as my reason for having never picked one again.
Oh, God.
But I had... Oh, voice message.
No.
Oh, we know who that is. I had a very good friend of mine. She had one of her early smears. She had precancerous cells, and she had to go for the whole stirrup procedure and have them lasered off. And it was a really unpleasant experience. Have you ever had any sort of...
No, but a lot of my family have. And so it is... Do you know what I'm realising as I'm talking? I'm trying to... I am tired today. But I'm getting myself confused on a smear and my coil of which is which.
Okay.
Because I'm in stirrups. Do you not go in stirrups for your smear?
No. They just get you to put your heels up to your bum and they just let your knees fall out.
That's,
Open
so
your
the
pelvis.
stirrups must be my coil.
Okay.
That's not fucking fun.
Is it not?
Oh, God. Taking it out. Oh, I just felt it.
Oh, nasty.
It's awful. It's really bad. No, smear is... Yeah, that's really quick, isn't it?
Yeah, some people... I mean, I know everybody has different pain thresholds and they do experience things around their vagina in different ways. But I don't... For me, it's just a little bit of a scrape.
No. I don't know many people that I've had the conversation with about having it that have had any major issues while they're doing it. But like I said, I know my mum and a few other family members had abnormal cells in the past, but then cancer, I think, runs in the family or something somewhere, and so it is really essential. But I know that I had to miss quite a few smears when I was pregnant, because I was pregnant so often that it went for a long time, but in a short space of time, that I couldn't have my smear. But I can say it was the Jade Goody thing that really pushed the importance of it. I think at the time that she died, I think my kids were around the same age as hers. I was the same age as her. It was like, this is actually this does kill people. And you don't, I think we'd get so blasé about things like that.
I know, here's me fucking laughing about it. What if I need to book it?
And it is, and I think it is so important because it can save lives. And I think I love I don't know if you've ever watched the Full Monty ones that they do, Diversity do, and what's her name, Colleen Nolan, all about cancer and things like that.
Yeah.
And they're so good because it's raising that awareness, and the amount of stories of people on that are saying, I went then and they caught it really early. If I'd gone a couple of weeks later, it would have been a very different story.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, we're doing it now. Yes. So I hope maybe some of our listeners will be like, oh fuck, I'm going to book my smear. Yeah, so maybe we could like synchronise dates and like different ends of the country.
To book mine, so let's all book our smears together. Not at Staplehurst though. We need an appointment.
But no, honestly, from my friend who used to tell me stories about, or she never used to tell me stories about having the smears, but she used to, we always used to ask her questions about, so what's it like when someone comes in for this, or what's it like when someone comes in for that? And the smear's always the one that everybody used to ask her.
Okay.
And she's like, honestly, it's just like when you do something every day, you get sick of seeing it. It's not a thing. Like it's just.
I could not look at veggies all day. I just wouldn't want to. I don't want to look at dicks either. To be fair, so it's not that I'm being sexist against my vag, but what's she like as a person?
Nurses they're a different kind of people.
Not nurses, like gynecology nursey people.
No, she's not a gynecologist. Gynecology nurse. She's just a nurse.
She gets to do everything
in a local practice. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So she does the jags. She does smears.
What jags?
Jags.
They're
called jags.
What's the fucking jag?
It's what you English lot call jabs.
Because it's a jab.
It's a jag. It jags you in the arm.
No, it doesn't. It jabs you.
It's a jag.
A jag's a car. I'm so confused.
We're posh in Scotland.
A jag?
Yeah, it's called a jag.
Never, ever. I thought I'd heard all of your colloquial... I can't say the word. But that thing.
I always used to get taken the piss out of my jags. Yeah. Jags.
Never heard that before.
Right, okay, listeners. Tell us. Shout out Tanya.
It's not. People are going to agree with me because I'm right. But a jab.
Jags or jabs. I'll set up a poll in the group and see.
Okay.
It'll only be the Scottish people that say it's jags.
Yeah, it will because I've never, ever heard that anywhere. I really just thought you fucked up your words. What? I know you're tired, Claire, but come on, talk English. I'm Scottish. But a jag. Okay, yeah, see, nurses, cool. But yeah, gynecologists, that I think what makes you go in to want to look at fannies all day?
Oh gosh, Adam Kay, the author of This Is Going to Hurt, like one of the funniest books ever. I'll put the link into the show notes because it's a fucking awesome book. It's one of my favourite books ever. He was a obstetrician, yeah. So he dealt with women who were pregnant, and a lot of that work is in Through the Bottom End, and it's all, which you wouldn't necessarily. I mean, it's a sexist assumption to make that a man wouldn't necessarily have an over interest in the reproduction or the genitalia of a woman and in its health. Yeah, but well, he clearly did, and he was very funny about it.
Yeah, I just would be intrigued to know, like, you go and decide I'm going to be a doctor. Yeah. So I'm going to be a surgeon. I'm going to be a neuro person, brain stuff. I want to look at vaginas and dicks.
Yeah.
What makes you sort of go down that road? And someone's got to do it, so I'm glad they're there. But some of the sights they must see, like minging this. Oh, God, because people can be dirty.
I know. Well, one of the... have you read the book, This Is Going to Hurt?
No.
Oh, you need to read it.
I've never read it.
It's really, really... I don't have it anymore. I've given it away, but...
Rude.
Well, I never get my books back from you.
It takes me a very long time to commit to a book.
But one of the first little stories that he tells in his... Because it's basically he's published his junior doctor year's diary.
Yes.
And one of the early stories is, I think she's like a 19-year-old girl who has given herself basically a designer vagina. She's cut her labia. And because her labia didn't look like it looked like on porn.
No!
Yeah, just took the scissors to it and trimmed it
Oh
away.
my God! Oh, I can't speak for a minute.
But his story, like the way he tells it, is just like,
my God.
it's so funny. Like, it's brilliant. I wish I had the book now to read it out, but I don't, so. But yeah, just dealing with that kind of shit. And that, but I think in that, having that perspective, and even just, I mean, everybody says everybody's different, and everybody is different,
Yes.
but you sometimes don't really appreciate how different everybody is. And there's no two arsehole, vagina, dick, tit, belly button.
Warning on this. Do not listen to this with your children. All we've done is shout rude words. No, I'll tell you what, Naked Attraction, if you watched that.
Oh, God, that's brilliant.
Watching that the first time, I think, wasn't... Because I've not seen...
that many willies. Are you telling the truth? I'm not sure if you are.
I haven't, and I've definitely not seen that many vaginas. So watching that programme and seeing, and you have an unconscious bias of what it should look like.
Yeah.
And when they don't...
And is that what it looks like on you? Like what you look like, or what you think it looks like in porn? Or
I will admit, when I was
models
younger, I have done the legs akimbo mirror. That just made me think of Sex and the City with Charlotte then. But I have not done that. Definitely not since I've had kids. And I don't want to, because 3 kids have come out of there and I don't know what it looks like anymore. I don't want to see that. But in my head, it probably is more than a me picture. It's probably more of a porn kind of magazine picture of what... It's very tidy and things hang in different places. That it proper freaks me out. I'd be a shit lesbian.
Ooh, what's this?
Oh God, it would. It's just but who is to say which looks best and what is the right size or and everything? But it's really interesting, actually. Very strange.
Well, thankfully, I'm not the kind of girl that gets mine out just to compare. Show me yours, I'll show you mine.
That's not going to be a live show. It's a whole different OnlyFans. I'm joking, we don't do OnlyFans. No, and do you know what I like, and as much as it is something that people don't talk about, is like smear test vaginas, dicks, what they look like, because it is either seen as really crude or really embarrassing, and it shouldn't be, because we all will have one or the other. Yeah, some both. And it's just normal. It is what it is. So why is it still such a taboo topic to talk about it when it is what it is? They're there.
I know. It's not like you're like, ooh, have they got one? Yeah. When they walk down the street, it's like, yeah, well, you got one or the other. Yeah. Some people have both. Yeah. But it still is. Like, it still gives me the giggles. I'm still a child. And it is, and it's like we have to do an FGM course at work, which then takes on the darker side. So female genital mutilation, which is, it's fucking awful. And it's such a scary concept that it's still happening, and it's the grandmothers a lot of the time that are holding these children, and it is, and they've been through it, and it's a really difficult one that when we've done the courses, because my first reaction is always, why the fuck would you do that? But culturally there are all of these things that, who am I again to judge on that? But I can't get my head around it, and the pain that causes them, and not just for that moment, it's through their entire lives once they've had that done. It just feels so wrong to me and so dangerous that would happen still, but it does, and it's got to be talked about, and it's got to be, you have all the signs that you've got to recognise. What culture is that do... Oh God, don't ask me serious questions tonight, but do some research and put that in the show notes. Yes. We've got Prosecco. I think there's lots of different cultures that do them. I'd like to say, I'm not going to say, because I'm going to say something that's going to upset someone, and I'm going to get it wrong because my brain really isn't on point. But there are a lot of cultures that still do it, and there are signs that you get sort of
like if people go on holidays to certain places, or young people often, and then come back and they miss school and things like that, that you're meant to look at and pick up. And it does happen. I've had it in schools where we've had, not me personally, but like colleagues have had to deal with young people that have, and it's very painful for them. It's scary because it is their culture. And like I said, it's often their families and their grandparents or their parents that are making them do it, and they've had it done, and it's something that they just do. But at what point do you stop doing something that is harmful just because it is a cultural thing? That it's something I would like to know more on, things like that, and I suppose broaden my mind on it. If there are any positives, then someone please explain that to me, because I've not seen any in the things that I've read or looked at.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to hear the perspective of those in whose culture is as to why. And from the woman's perspective, not from the man's perspective, from the woman's perspective. I mean, they don't know what they're missing out on. Yeah. They're not having that little button there.
Oh.
I know. It's cringy, isn't it?
It is. But then I suppose, and I'm not comparing, but I suppose I don't know, because I'm not a man, that circumcised and uncircumcised, that parents make that choice for their children, not the child make the choice.
But does it make any difference to...
I don't know.
I suppose you're not going to know, really, are you? Unless you're a man that's had it later in life.
Yeah, and that's... Yeah, so... because it is. Most people that I know that have had it done when they're very, very young.
Yeah.
So it's a completely different conversation to having it with an adult that's had it done and an adult that's not had it done. That I don't know too much about why they do it. I know there are cultural things on that as well, but then there's also health things and everything else. But that's, again, a parent making a decision for a child on their body. Yeah. But that's a lot, isn't it?
It is a lot.
That's very... Why is that so commonplace and so accepted? Yeah. But yet the others not. And I'm not saying I know the answer at all or have any kind of full knowledge of it, but it is something to think about and possibly for me to go and look into.
Get some pictures.
No, I can't see things like that. No, Willie, no dick pics, please. We don't like those. But yeah, I find that interesting. Of why is something accepted and something else not?
Yeah, that's a good point, because we just say it's okay for a man, isn't it? Well, he just gets it done, it's all right. But for a woman, it's a very different thing. Yeah, I do wonder. Well, if anybody does have an answer, has any information for us, let us know.
Yes, we are here to learn. We are not just here to educate.
Educate. We use that term very loosely.
We really do.
But look, today. We're keeping our friends currently waiting at the moment, and this is going against the grain of who I am to be late. And
Can you feel how relaxed I am?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, it's what, 15 minutes? That's nothing. All right, let's go. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I want to drink Prosecco, and I also want to get to bed at a reasonable hour tonight.
Look at you are.
I want to go in my pool tomorrow morning. My hot tub.
Oh, my pool.
My hot tub.
Don't go in it with Trevor. That will be fine. That will be okay.
Right, everybody, book your smears, and please, somebody text me, remind me to book mine.
Yeah. See you later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.